Good morning. It is yeah, it is the day the Lord has made. Mhm. Um and I am here in Tennessee still going live for our devotion. And thank you. And you all know I don't try to keep it um super long. So I'm gonna go. Cam, good to see you, man. I'm doing this because I could not record the other day, so therefore, well, everything I had got lost, and so I'm doing it straight live. So I don't expect a lot of people to be on here, but I'm doing this the fact we can have it kind of documented, so we keeping our days consistent with our lives. So technically it's the 16th, but we're on day. Um, this is day 14. Oh no, sorry, it's 13. It's day 13 of our journey, and it's been dope. I would say it's been dope because just the response I've been getting from people, as far as like how the journey's been like helping them and blessing them. So we're on day 13. Once again, we'll be on here for about 6 7 minutes, and I'm gonna let you guys go about your day. Um, I'll probably go back to sleep because we got out of church kind of late last night. But Psalm 23, verse 5, it says, "You prepare a table before me in the presence of mine enemies." And so the title of day 13 was Eat Up, right? And so, I go through my points, but um, the first point I want to bring out is this: your anointing attracts oppositions, right? So we don't wake up one day and saying, God, I want enemies. We don't. But we do wake up one day and some of our prayers that we know God's hands on our life. Some of us, and I always say there's nothing wrong with it, want to be great. We want to be, make an impact in the world. We want to be here for a purpose and for a reason. And so for that, when we ask God to give us, a purpose and a desire and a purpose in the earth, it does come with opposition. My pastor Bishop Younger, he'll say, that your anointing is announced through opposition, right? So if you carry a Davidic anointing, right, then you're gonna deal with the spirit of Saul, right? If you carry a deliverer's anointing like Moses, you're gonna deal with the spirit of Pharaoh, right? And so we often have to realize that the opposition that we're having does not mean that we are not favored. It does not mean that we are losing. It just because you have enemies does not mean you're losing. I wrote this down. It actually means God's doing something in your life we're fighting over. So if there was nothing worth fighting over, you would not have any opposition, right? If Isaac was not working on redigging the wells, that was stopped that his father planted, what? He wouldn't have those enemies, right? And he would never got to a place called Rehoboth, right? We didn't ask for favor. We didn't ask for the assignment, right? We asked for an anointing, which brings the opposition, all right? So when you are on assignment and opposition comes your way, don't run from it. Embrace it. Why? Because God has graced me for something. Never forget what? He gave me the ability to defeat it and overcome it, all right? Point two is that God clears what you cannot see, because you got to realize David is writing from more of an agricultural standpoint. He talks from the place of being a shepherd. And so what happens is while the sheep are asleep, while the sheep are, sometimes they're not and just out of sight, the shepherd gets up in the morning and he prepares the place where they're going to eat their food, right? He removes all the poison. He removes any of the dangerous traps that could be there, anything that can harm the sheep. Why? Because sheep don't know the difference between what can feed them and what can kill them. I know it's just me and Cam right now, but Cam, put in the comments, somebody see later. Sheep do not know the difference between what can feed them and what can kill them. So honestly, we're not that much different. We go through life and we think every relationship that we enter into is beneficial. Everything, not realizing sometimes we're so stuck in our emotions and our feelings and all these things, our hormones, we don't know the difference between what can feed us and what can kill us, right? So things can be hidden in danger. So things like wrong motives, sometimes we miss out on those things, right? Lustful temptations, we miss out on those things. Toxic distractions that are coming out, like we miss out on these things. And when we're missing out, this is why God sees what we do not see. And so while we're resting, and maybe not even physically resting, while we're mentally resting, while we're mentally not aware of what's going on, while we're going about our day, what we're unaware of, God is already working ahead of us, right? Because we do know the scriptures that he never sleeps nor he slumbers. That means he's always in a position ready to work for us, all right? So number one, what I tell you, that your anointing will attract opposition. right? Number two, God is there to clear what you cannot see. All right. Then the third part is this: is that you can learn to live without fear. Look at this though, because it says you prepare a table for me in the presence of my enemies. So what happens is what he's cleared out, the enemies are still there. They're a threat. So you have people who set things up for you, who set a trap for you and waiting for your demise. And while you're sitting there eating, they're like, oh, this is gonna take them out. Oh, this is it. Oh, that lie's gonna take them out. That post's gonna take them out. That relationship gonna take them out. And like you're still eating. They're like, we're trying to figure out why. Because he already handled what could harm you. So even though your enemies are there, it doesn't say your enemies don't never show up. But he says that your enemies are there, they're present there, but they're no longer a threat. So what is God saying to you? Sit down, eat, enjoy the life I've given you, enjoy the purpose that I've walked you into. Live your life, walk in your purpose, move forward with confidence. Why? Because what the enemy sets up as a trap, the God who never sleeps nor slumbers is there to clear the path for you. All right. So the challenge today, we don't be on here long, right? The challenge today is this: instead of stressing about what could go wrong, because things are gonna happen today. They're gonna happen. You're gonna get hit with emails at work. You're gonna get text messages that try to throw you off. And some of us who are so engulfed in social media, you're gonna see a post that throws off your emotions. You get that one text message that one DM that throws you off. Listen, instead of stressing about what could go wrong, start thinking about ways that God has already prevented it from happening. You got to prophesy on this in a sense, right? And instead of always thinking about what can go negative, think, God, what ways have you made for me? What have you prevented that could harm me? There are traps you never saw, attacks that never reached you, and situations that could have taken you out, but because God stepped in, the alone time with God is now full of worship. The time you now have with God is not full of worry, it's full of worship. All right. So I love you guys so much. Listen, it's recorded, it's here, so people can go back and watch it later. Cam, thanks for joining me on here. And first of all, amazing job on the section. I literally didn't get a chance to look at it this morning, but phenomenal job on clearing everything up. I love you so much. So I will see you guys. I will be back tomorrow for day 14 slash on the 17th, but day 14 for the restart journey. I love you guys so much. Take care. All right. Bye bye.